A 47-9 beatdown on the Dallas Cowboys wasn't on most people's bingo cards, but that's exactly what happened in Week 6. Detroit moves to 4-1 on the season with the undefeated Vikings on the clock. We're getting you ready for it right here on Inside the Pride.
Let's go. Yeah. I can't quit.
This is Inside the Pride, presented by Whisker, maker of the litter robot. I'm Dannie Rogers. For consecutive weeks, Detroit's offense has racked up 40-plus points. The defense has been just as impressive, causing 5 turnovers last Sunday and not letting those Cowboys into the end zone all day long.
Week 6 in the National Football League, and the Lions are coming off their bye and looking for a win as they take on the Cowboys. It has been a while since the Lions have either won here on the road or beaten the Cowboys anywhere. Coach Campbell said it this week. He said there is no sense in hiding from it. In his regime, they want to change that today. Jake Bates has got the football on the tee. He's ready to roll, so let's do this. Prescott out of the gun, wants to throw, does, right side, knocked up in the air, and it is caught by the Cowboys. That is Dowdle off the carom, runs it across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Brandon Aubrey from 34 yards. Kick is up, and it is good. They lead this one. The Lions will get the football right now. First time today. Jared takes, turns, gives to David. There he goes with a hole to the 10. Montgomery angling to the 5, fighting his way and spinning inside the 2 to the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Prescott takes the snap back, looking left, throwing left. It is up for grabs and picked off. Brian Branch with the interception. BB's got it, and the Lions have it back. Jared takes, tosses to Montgomery, flips it back to Amon-Ra. He gives it to Goff, who's going to throw downfield. He's got Laporta, makes the grab. 20, 15, 10-5, end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. How about a little razzle-dazzle in the Lone Star State? 52 yards. Detroit has scored on their first 3 possessions. That's how you want to come out and make a statement on the road. Prescott out of the gun. Ferguson in motion to the left side. There they come. They're bringing the house. Prescott in trouble. Aleem McNeil leaning on him and dropping him. Oh, 54 came through there and said, not today, Dak. Lions defense has been really good today. Prescott takes the snap. He's back. Prescott looking, throwing. It is knocked away. Intended for Cavante Turpin. Knocked away by Terrion Arnold. Lions take over on downs at the Dallas 38. I formation behind Goff. Takes, turns, gives to Montgomery. He's eligible. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. They are putting the wood to the Cowboys here. Cowboys down 27-3. And here comes the pressure. Down goes Dak Prescott. Aleem McNeil. That's 2 for the big man. It has been a terrific showing by Jared Goff in this offense. Defense, special teams, everything. Through 30 minutes of this game, all 3 units firing. That'll do it for the first half. Impressive, more than impressive, dominant. But 30 minutes of football left. Lions still have some work to do. What you want to do, guys, is come out and make a statement right away that there will be no comeback today. There's the shotgun snap to Goff. Back, looking, throwing right side. Got a man out there. J-Mo, touchdown, Detroit Lions. Oh, baby, Goff with a rainbow. Williams hauls it in, and the Lions add to their lead. There's the snap. Prescott back, stepping up. Gonna get hit, gonna go down. Taken down that time. Nowaski was in there. Prescott's got it, wants to throw, does, got it complete. That is Ryan Flanoy. Ball came out, picked up by the Lions. It is picked up by Terrion Arnold. Branch separated him from the football. Terrion Arnold there to pick it up. And the Lions have another takeaway, and the Cowboys come up empty. There's the snap to Dak. He's back and looking, drifting left, throwing downfield, too high, picked off by the Lions. Intercepted Brian Branch, second of the day. Branch coming back, inside the 30, inside the 20, inside the 10, and taken down at the 4-yard line. Let's see what happens. First and goal from the 4. Goff out of the gun. Takes the snap. Jared back, looking, lofting right side. Amon-Ra St. Brown, touchdown, Detroit Lions. There's the shotgun snap rush, back rush, looking, throwing right side, intercepted Kirby Joseph. Not today, fellas. Not today. There's the snap rush, back to throw, does underneath. It is caught, ball comes out. Takeaway for the Lions. That's going to be it. They beat the Cowboys in every phase, 47-9. Just a show put on by the Lions.
This is the tightest this group has been. This is the tightest this 2024 team has been. We found something special last year, man. I felt it going into this game. Man, it's like we're in here together, and I don't feel people pulling us away. Nobody's coming out of that circle, man. That's exactly where you want to be right now. Our division starts this week. That's a great win. Break it down.
Hey, real quick. Our head coach Rock now. We're in Dallas in his place where he played game ball. Bring it in!
NFC North play is on tap as Detroit travels to Minneapolis this Sunday to take on the 5-0 Vikings. We'll hear more about the Lions' plans moving forward as head coach Dan Campbell joins the show next.
Inside the Pride is presented by Whisker and brought to you by the Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford Health, and by Meyer.
Welcome back to Inside the Pride. This week, very special. We've got a few coaches on tap, and first up is passing game coordinator Tanner Engstrand. And I can't have you on the show, Coach, without us trying to delve into all of the trick plays that Detroit is running right now. Who comes up with all the trick plays for Detroit?
Well, I think there's a collaborative effort to come up with which trick plays might go in each week. There's a couple of coaches that are specialty for that are always searching for those things that might catch the defense off guard and give us an advantage that might look pretty fun, a little razzle dazzle, I guess. But we're searching for those things on a weekly basis, and some guys dive into some deep places to find some stuff that might be pretty sweet.
From Dallas, Coach, 169 receiving yards came from players who were not named Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jamison Williams.
Sure.
But how difficult is it to get everyone in this offense involved on a daily basis?
Well, for starters, I think, you say it's a blessing and a curse, I suppose, but there's really no curse to it. It's a blessing to have all these guys that can go in and contribute. And that is a lot of passing yards to guys that are not named those players that you mentioned. I think it just goes to show the depth that we have at those positions. Obviously, I know Tim has been getting a lot of talk, and I would say that he's been a valuable part, really, to start to round us out a little bit in that wide receiver room, really kind of sticking in there as that third guy, in addition to Khalif, that's really been able to help contribute. And you can tell the moment he got here, you're like, this guy is a professional, and he knows what he's doing. He knows how to put in the work and how to get himself up to speed. And then Leaf is, of course, contributing like he has been over the last 4 years, and it was really nice to see him get a handful of targets there the other day. And we know that Saint's going to get his targets are always going to come. He's up there again with the receptions in the league, and shoot, J-Mo, I think, is number 2 in the league right now in average per catch at over 22 yards a catch or something like that. So his big play potential is showing, and he's continuing to develop all the route tree as well.
The guy making all of these passes, quarterback Jared Goff. I mean, he throws a perfect game and then comes into Dallas. He's perfect on 3rd and 4th down passing for 94 yards and a touchdown. What worked so well for him in those high pressure situations?
I think it just goes back to him studying the tape, watching the film, what am I going to get, anticipating the looks, and then just reacting to what's happening out in front of him on the field. We're trying to get the plays that are going to give him answers versus all the different coverages that he may get, and it's really up to him to distribute the ball, and he's doing a fine job of that right now, and it's real fun to watch.
We've seen his growth over the last 4 seasons here in Detroit. Why is it so easy to believe in a guy like that?
He has tremendous work ethic, right? So you see it on the practice field and you go, okay, well, this guy's really working at it. He's staying after practice. If he misses something, he's going to get it again. And then he shows full confidence in the guys that are around him. Like, he shows them that he believes in them. And I think that gives confidence to the other players that they're going to be able to be in position and they're going to make the play because he's going to throw it where it needs to be when it comes time for him to throw the football. And so I think there's just a reciprocal trust factor amongst all the skill players, really, and the O-line too, right? They're going to block for him. That's been a big contributing factor, is just that level of trust.
Coming up this week, undefeated Minnesota Vikings are on the clock. Fourth best pass defense in the league. They lead the league in interceptions with 11 of them so far this season. What is the number one challenge when it comes to that Vikings defense?
Yeah, protect the ball and protect the quarterback. They present a big challenge because they're very multiple and they've got some really good players over there.
89 points your offense has scored over the last 2 weeks. What message will it send if your offense continues to operate at that level?
We're always searching for ways to get big plays that, they might show up on SportsCenter, but then we're also going to find ways to really run the football and feature those running backs. I think we're just a high-functioning, detail-oriented outfit, and we're just going to continue to try to push the envelope and see how great we can become.
Welcome back to Inside the Pride, now joined by the head coach, Dan Campbell, and a little bit of a bittersweet win coming out of Dallas. You lose your defensive lineman, Aiden Hutchinson. No timetable for his return yet. But how do you want to see your entire team respond to losing someone who's so important to what you do?
Look, this is the business we're in. It can be harsh, and unfortunately injury is a part of it. But I think adversity hits all the time, and it can come in the matter of a game. It can come in plays, scheme, effort, injury, and particularly injury to somebody that means a lot to you. So look, man, we got to recover, get back on our feet, and everybody's got to do their job, and we lean on each other.
They'll have to do their job at Minnesota this week, going up against the undefeated Vikings. They're fresh. They're coming off a bye week. Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, that is the duo we keep talking about. We're about to see a 97-yard dime downfield. When Justin's running, it kind of looks like a JMO that you're used to seeing on your offense. How does your defense stop a weapon like that?
Yeah, I think it's hard to stop this player. I think this is arguably at what he does, the best receiver in this league. He's got a vast route tree. He's got catch radius. He's long. He's got radar, so he can locate the ball deep, and then he's got run after catch. You know, you hit this player, and he just keeps coming back for more. So it's hard to discourage him. And Darnold's playing really well right now. Just show you real quick from behind. You know, this is what he's doing, and he's trusting this scheme. They're allowing him to lay it up there, and the rest is up to this receiver to go get it. So we've got to reduce the amount of touches he gets and try to frustrate as much as possible, but he's dangerous.
Another dynamic weapon in that Minnesota offense is running back Aaron Jones. He has over more than half of their rushing yards throughout the entire season so far. So what makes Jones such a consistent, reliable back for them?
Well, first of all, we have a good understanding of him, right, being at Green Bay, and he was always dangerous. He was always a focal point of that offense. Even when Rogers is there, it's like, man, we can't let this guy get going. So it's the same here, and they're moving the football. They're staying out of some of these dangerous third downs. It really has started with 33 here, and the most struggles they had was last week before the bye at the Jets, and it's because they lost this guy. They weren't running it as well. So I think this is a focal point. Getting him back will be huge because he's got really good vision. He is a strong runner. He's like a lot like Ja for us. He's stronger than you would imagine. He can run inside, and he's got finishing speed.
Defensively for the Vikings, they're the fourth best pass defense in the league. They lead the league in INTs right now with 11. Byron Murphy, DB, has one of those INTs. Defensive back Byron Murphy is going to bat this pass down by the end zone. Why is he such a sticky DB that's always around the ball?
Well, he's smart, he's crafty, he understands how to play with leverage, where his help's at, and he's not going to let you get going. And then he can track the ball really well. This is a good look at him in the slot here. You know, he's really an outside corner, but he has the ability to go inside and match you man to man. And so I think when you've got instincts, you got a little bit of aggressiveness, and you're competitive, man, you can succeed at corner, and he's playing pretty well right now. Very disruptive defense.
Coach, as your team starts division play, what tone can these Lions set going up against a Minnesota team that's undefeated on the road?
It's just perfect. I mean, they're coming off a bye. They're 5-0. They are the division leader. It's perfect. It's up to us to go set the tone. We got to keep this thing close and then find a way to pull it out at the end.
Thanks so much, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
We've gotten the offensive point of view, but now it's time to get the defensive point of view from our coaching staff. This is Linebackers coach Kelvin Sheppard, and the bend, don't break mentality has to be in full force right now with the injury bug getting a hold of your defense, Coach. So what keeps you excited to come into the office still every day, regardless of the adversity you're facing?
Oh, because now as a coach, you're about to earn your check. when you lose a guy like Aiden Hutchinson, but outside of him, you alluded to it. I mean, we've had key injuries. We lost Marcus. Then if it wasn't the next week, the week after, we lost D. Barnes and now Hutch. That's really our top guys as far as edge standpoint's concerned. But it just, it creates opportunity not only for the players but for the coaches. New challenge. And like I said, it'll be a great opportunity for a lot of young guys to step into those roles.
When you step into your office every morning, is it okay, we have to get through this? Or how do you attack it?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm excited to come to work. I get to work with a great group of guys, not only upstairs but downstairs. It really is, and Dan said it the other day, the tightest it's ever been around here, and it is. Like, everybody's on one accord. It's complete selflessness amongst the coaching staff, amongst the players. We all just understand what that end goal is, and we're willing to do whatever it takes to get there.
Selflessness has to be something that's big in the linebacker room. Arguably, it is the deepest unit on this team right now, and we weren't talking about that a few years ago. That's why they had to go out and get Jack Campbell last year in the first round. So how did your unit get to this point now where no matter who goes down, it really is the next man up mentality and everyone can step in?
I start with crediting the players because it starts with them. They're the ones that got to go out and do it. And it's just the standard that's been set for the room. It starts with a guy like Alex Anzalone. I'm able to coach him hard. The guys see me yelling at an 8-year vet, holding him accountable. From there's the trickle-down effect. And I want to credit like Trevor Nowalski, and he talks about it. He hates for when I bring this up too. But at local pro day, we're looking at a year and a half ago, he had on number 99, and we was like, who is this guy? And now you look up, it's a guy that when they said, what are we going to do about the edge situation? In Arizona, when D. Barnes went down, I went right to him. I said, Trevor Nowalski, T. And T was like, who? I was like, now, just trust me on this. Now he has a legit role on his defense, and he's making an impact.
When you see linebacker after linebacker on your depth chart just make big plays, small plays even too, that only you might see, how does that just reinforce your coaching in that room?
Because you go out and practice, we understand this a couple times a week, and you put the guys in position, and you tell them, make it game-like, make it game-like. And then when those things show up, and it's not always a sack, it's also can be quarterback pressures. We've had numerous of those. Alex has caused the interception this year. Malcolm has caused the interception this year. Trevor has caused the interception and got a sack last week in that game. And when you see things like that, it makes it easier when we get out here for those guys to perk up and listen when you tell them something, because they understand what it's going to lead to. And then honestly, myself, like personally, I live through these guys, I really do. Like I tell them all the time, I might have a series or two in me, but after that, get Coach Shep out. Some people see me on the sideline, they're like, man, you're into it. It's because I feel like I'm right there with these guys.
Coach Campbell says this upcoming week is perfect. Undefeated Minnesota Vikings. This team has now faced adversity with the injury bug. What response do you want to see out of your defense coming up, and especially those linebackers?
I want to see consistency, great play. Because anybody could do it for a week here, then you drop off 3 weeks, then, oh, here you go, a vaunted 85 Bears defense. Like, no, you need the consistent expectation is what it is. And, I'd be careful about the word expectation, because expectation are just things people throw out. Like, I like to kind of lean more towards the word standard. It's two different things, and if you consistently meet the standard that we've set in each position room, and then accumulatively as a defense, we'll be right where we need to be in Minnesota Sunday.
Wishing for something special? Maybe it's VIP seats, the meal of a lifetime, or an unforgettable journey. Whatever it is, Community Financial Credit Union can make it a reality. Share your impossible dream at impossibledreams.org by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen. I've got a whole new Rogers rewind for you on this episode of Inside the Pride. And shout out to everyone's favorite Detroit Lions superfan, Ron Crackman Cracchiola. He made sure to shout out the Tigers for their awesome season, get us ready for Cowboys and Lions, all before he headed off to church. We love to see it, Ron. It was a bittersweet win for the Detroit Lions coming out of Dallas. They'll be without defensive lineman Aiden Hutchinson, who suffered a broken tibia and fibula against Dallas this past weekend. Hutch is expected to make a full recovery, and he got a lot of well wishes from players around the league and his own teammates, including safety Kirby Joseph, who tweeted, 97, I love you, boy, heal up, after the game. We're thinking about you, Hutch. That wraps up this edition of Rogers Rewind and this episode of Inside the Pride. Detroit hits conference play this Sunday when they take on the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. Kickoff is slated for 1 p.m. on Fox. We'll see you right back here next week.